I'm Harper Lewis, 34 years old, living in Seattle, Washington. By day, I'm the chief financial officer of a high-end interior design firm. By night, I'm Mason's wife. The college boyfriend I once believed was the love of my life. We had been together for 11 years, married for 6. There was a time I thought nothing could ever break the bond between us. But sometimes, the beginning of the end isn't a blowout fight or some earth-shattering betrayal. It's just a text preview on a locked screen. That morning, like any other, I got up earlier than Mason. While brushing my teeth in the bathroom, I saw his iPhone light up on the sink. A message popped up from a name I didn't recognize. Can't wait for the weekend, the cabin, wine, and that pink lace set. I'm counting the hours. I froze. Not because the message was bold, but because it was real. I stood there, toothbrush in hand, foam dissolving in my mouth, feet cold against the tile. Behind the frosted glass door, I could hear water running down my husband's back as he showered, getting ready for work like it was any other day. And me? I couldn't take my eyes off the screen as it faded to black. I didn't unlock the phone. I didn't need to. In that moment, what I felt wasn't shock, it was confirmation. I had suspected it for a while. Lately, Mason had been pulling the last-minute business trip excuse, leaving me alone in the once cozy house on empty weekends. He'd started bringing his phone into the shower, something he never used to do. His laptop had a new password, and those eyes that once looked at me with warmth now only glanced past me, like I was a painting on the wall he'd long grown tired of. I used to tell myself, "Don't be paranoid, Harper. Everyone gets tired after all these years. Don't make a scene over a look." But now, I just wanted to go back in time and tell myself, stop being stupid. I washed my face, dried my hands, and did my makeup like always. My hands didn't tremble. Instead, I felt a strange emptiness, as if I had just stepped out of my own life and was watching it from the outside. When I walked out of the bathroom, I saw Mason standing in front of the bedroom mirror tying his tie. He glanced at me and smiled, just like every other morning. Maybe he hadn't realized that everything had changed the moment I read that message on his phone screen. "This weekend, I have a client seminar in Portland," he said, adjusting his collar. "I'll be home late on Sunday." I nodded. "Don't forget to bring a thick coat." "It gets cold at night there," I replied, my voice flat without emotion. I didn't ask about the message. I didn't ask who was counting the hours. I didn't want to interrupt the carefully scripted act he'd put so much effort into. Because in my mind, something else had already begun to take shape. And I wouldn't say a single word until it was finished. Mason always slept like a rock after his Thursday night tennis and 2 whiskeys. I knew that as well as I knew his fingerprint on his right index finger. That night, once Mason had passed out, the scent of whiskey and shampoo still hanging in the air, I quietly took his phone, gently tilted his hand onto the sensor. Click. The screen lit up. A chill crept down my spine, like the winter wind off the lake by the cabin where he once promised to build a balcony for us. The message about the pink lace set was just the surface. What I found was an entire secret life he'd been living, one I had no idea about. Her name was Claire Donovan, not some naive 20-something. Claire was a sales rep for a medical device company, about 38 years old, living in Tacoma. She had sharp wit, experience, and more importantly, she was married. His name came up in an older message. "Tyler will be in San Jose all week. The cabin's all ours." Tyler Donovan, her husband. I quietly Googled him, typed in his name, and there it was. His LinkedIn profile. Tyler Donovan, 41 years old, high-end and residential architect specializing in sustainable spaces, with his own firm in Bellevue. His profile picture showed a tall man, light stubble, and a tired but kind smile. I didn't sleep that night. Each message felt like a blade slicing through old memories. Every time Mason said he was going to a training in Portland. Every night I sat alone reviewing files with only the dishwasher humming in the background. The next morning I sat in front of my computer, writing and rewriting a message at least 15 times before finally sending it. "Hi Tyler, this is Harper Lewis. I believe my husband, Mason Lewis, and your wife, Claire Donovan, are having an affair. If you're open to a conversation, I can share evidence. My number is 206-555-7321. My palms were soaked with sweat the moment I hit send. 3 hours later, my phone rang. His voice was deep and strangely calm, but there was a subtle tremor beneath it. Is this some kind of joke? I wish it were, I replied, my